Hey everybody, I'm in Hughesville, Maryland at All-American Harley-Davidson. When you go into a dealership, what do you see? Bikes, motor clothes, parts, service. What I want to know is something that's more behind the scenes. So that's where this young lady comes in. This is Jessica. I'll let her introduce herself in a second. We're going to take a tour around this entire facility at All-American. We're going to see more of the behind the scenes aspect of it. So Jessica, tell them who you are, what you do here.
I'm Jess. I'm the marketing manager here. I work on the website. I work on emails and letters that go out to all the customers. I do a little bit of social media for the store, and I also plan all the events. So if you have come to see us for an open house or something like that, a band, a demo event, I help get all that stuff together too.
You have a very cool job.
Thank you.
All right, let's get started.
So this is the part that you normally see when you come into a dealership. We've got new motorcycles, pre-owned motorcycles. We've got the motor clothes department. The motor clothes department has not only just t-shirts and poker chips and stuff like that. We have riding gear to keep you safe and comfortable. We have helmets, jackets, gloves, boots. So head to toe, we've got you covered in motor clothes. We also have all of the motorcycles here arranged by family, just so that it's easy for us to know what you're looking at and what you're looking for. And back here is our parts department. This is the part that you normally see. This is our parts counter. So let's go check out the back stock area. Here we have everything in numerical order by part number so that it's easy for us to find. And as you can see, there are a lot of big parts, little parts, everything for your Harley is back here. Everything from seats and windshields to gaskets and O-rings.
I bet doing inventory on this is a load of fun.
I'm a weirdo. I thought it was really fun. And back here is where we get everything pre-staged for maintenance. So if you come in and get service, our parts are pre-staged so that the techs can pull the stuff and it's ready to go when the bike's ready to go. The parts department has another counter here. This is just for the service department. The service department has their own parts guy. This is Don.
Hey, Don.
And he gets the parts together for any of the service techs that need anything. Here's our service counter, and this is where you come in when you have a service appointment and get all checked in. And now we're going to go back through into the service department. This is Lyndon. He's our director of operations. And
Hi, Jessica.
He's going to talk to you guys about what's going on in the service department.
Okay, come on through. We'll take a look behind the scenes. Catch this awesome mural on the way back through. Not sure what that has to do with Southern Maryland, but it's a cool mural anyway.
It's a very cool mural.
Okay, so you guys already looked at the parts of service counter. That's the flip side of it. That's where all the technicians go to get their parts. Try to make it as easy as possible for them to keep moving on the jobs they're doing. Currently we have 6 full-time technicians. Each of them has at least 2 lifts. They have their own tools, their own workbenches, and we'll take a look at that stuff. Don't mind the cameras, gentlemen. A lot of stuff going on. Customers' motorcycles getting fixed up, some customized, some repairs, some maintenance. This is kind of an interesting rig. This is a way for them to deliver oil, 3 different types of oil, depending on what they want, straight into the motorcycle without going to fetch it from the parts counter, filling up funnels or dirtying bottles. This is an exhaust system, so if a motorcycle needs to be running for some period of time on the lift, instead of filling the service department with fumes, gets exhausted to the out of doors. We have used waste oil is collected over there, and then in the wintertime we actually burn it in a heater. It's a nice recycling system. Here is what a lot of people have heard of, a dyno, which is short for a dynamometer, and I think there's a lot of confusion about those. I think people sometimes think you put your bike in the dyno and you press a button and it gets magically tuned. The truth is actually a little simpler, as well as a little more complex than that, and we'll give you a quick explanation. So on the simpler side of things, a dynamometer is at its core a big drum in the floor and some software. and the computer measures how quickly the motorcycle accelerates that drum, and with software that calculates all of this, determines how much power the rear wheel of the motorcycle is putting out. On top of that, this drum has a brake on it, which allows us to replicate the kind of load our customers will feel on the street with additional weight or hills and things like that. Now, what's a little more complex is that all it does, this is just a tool to show you the result of what the output of the motorcycle is. It takes a trained technician with the right kind of tools and the right kind of equipment for the motorcycle they're dealing with in order to rejet it if you're dealing with carburetors, or reset and modify the ECM so that the correct maps are in it to accommodate the performance modifications that the motorcycle has had. One of the things that happens in here is this motorcycle is running for a long time, so you have to move a lot of air through this room, and you can see a shot of this. This is clean air coming in from the outside, and if you turn around, these two big stacks in the corner are huge exhaust fans that exhaust into the outside. And this quirky looking rig over here is something that we use to test for oxygen in the exhaust, and that tells us what kind of air-fuel ratio we've got.
When you come in and get your bike serviced here, we try to give it to you as clean or cleaner than when you brought it in, and the guy in charge of that is Ronnie, and here he is, and this is where he cleans
Hey,
your bike.
Ronnie.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad.
This is you. You do a great job here. I got a bike from probably about a couple months ago. I think it was you that did it. It was spotless.
Spotless.
You just did an awesome job on it. Look brand new.
I try to do my best.
So thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Then back this way, we've got a little bit more storage. What Lyndon was saying earlier about the oil and fluids in the service department, this is where those drums are, where it feeds that system. So this is where all that comes from. And across the way, here is where we have our Riding Academy fleet bikes. They're ready to get maintenance. It's our new Riding Academy season starting next month, so they're here to make sure that they're in tip-top shape for the first class. They have these orange protectors on them so that they don't tump over. They've got rev limiters on them, so these are just for the Riding Academy fleet.
Hey, come here, little doggy. This must be Rossi.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about Rossi, as he's running away from me.
Rossi is my boss, or my office mate, and he's named after Valentino Rossi, who's my favorite MotoGP racer.
Oh, there you go.
Go number 46. But you'll see him around the store, and he is usually right behind me.
Is he spoiled?
Oh yeah.
Come on, Rossi.
Yes.
You ready?
Say hi.
Rossi, what do you want to go see next? How about motorcycle storage? What do you think?
Sounds good.
Let's go.
We've got an elevator in this building because we have a lot of upstairs motorcycle storage, so let's go check that out.
Elevator. Where's the elevator music? Reminds me of that movie I saw, it was like 35 years ago, called The Blues Brothers. You ever see that?
Of course.
When they were in their elevator and they're getting chased by the entire state of Illinois law enforcement. And they were going up top and they had this dun 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 dun. No elevator music in here though.
No music in here.
No music in here. And this is a two-sided elevator, so look, when we turn around, look at all these bikes.
Welcome to motorcycle storage. So we have winter storage bikes right now because as we're filming this, it is the winter months and a lot of people like to free up their garage or get some stuff done, and we hold winter storage here. This is also a place where sales keep some of their bikes if they have duplicates, because we don't have a lot of room downstairs. As you can see, they are all on a battery tender because we're making sure that their batteries are getting tended. There's a schedule so that there's different stages. They're all getting tended at a different rate. Also, some of these bikes might be military bikes. We do offer free storage for military if you're
that's cool.
deployed, so that could be up here too.
That's very cool. So how do people, what do they just call you and say I'm ready for my bike?
Yep, if you give us 24 hours notice, we'll take it downstairs, give it a bath, make sure that the tires are at the proper pressure, and get it ready for you to pick up.
So up here are your offices.
Yeah, this is some of our administrative stuff. We have the most important place for a lot of us at lunchtime. This is our break room. And
That's one big ass break room.
We
Got
like
a
to
kitchen
eat.
and everything.
We like to eat.
Got yourself a stove, microwave, fridge.
Yeah, I cook a mean pot of ramen noodles on that stove.
Pizza's in the house. And you got yourself a TV.
This is our conference room. It serves a lot of purposes, and one of them is Riding Academy classroom. So that's here. We actually have a little bit of helmet storage. This is helmets that people like to borrow for Riding Academy. Oh, and also test rides. If you come in and you don't have one, we give you a DOT helmet. We have meetings in here, and also we hold our seminars in here. So we've got these tables that split apart so I can use them to put parts and accessories. We can break them up for different Riding Academy classes. So a multi-purpose room.
How are the instructors certified here for Riding Academy?
They have to go through MSF and State of Maryland training, and they are Riding Academy certified from Harley-Davidson as well. So they get a lot of training.
What kind of classes do you guys hold here? I know I went to one, a couple months back about the Milwaukee or the stage kits.
Oh, our seminars? We try to do stuff that is informative. If you like your motorcycle and you want to learn about your motorcycle more, that's the kind of stuff we hold. How to properly detail your bike, how to do a tire change, or what goes into a tire change, and then different performance packages. That's the one that I think you went to, where we went all the way from stage 1 to stage 4.
It's extremely informative.
This is one of the props that we use for one of our seminars. This was made by Cutaway Creations, and it is a twin cam 110 Screamin' Eagle. So this is some of the things that we use in those seminars I was talking about.
It's very cool decor.
One of a kind.
One of a kind.
Only one in the world.
So Lyndon, how do you become a dealer? Guess that's the easy question, right?
Yeah, it's an easy question. How do you become a dealer? So Harley has a vetting process. You have to apply to be a dealer, but just to be clear, each dealer is a independently owned and operated business, so it's not technically a franchise, but it's sort of similar to that. And they're not, Harley-Davidson components that people like me operate. There's an independent owner for each dealer, each dealership, and that person has to go through certain approvals from Harley-Davidson, which do change from time to time, but I think, they're looking for people who are solvent, aren't going to go bankrupt and not be able to perform well in their business. They're looking for people that have sufficient business acumen, that they will run a good business. They understand how to do things properly. And then there's the opportunity. There's a limited number of Harley-Davidson dealerships, and you would have to find someone who is looking to sell theirs and be approved by Harley-Davidson. They are not currently expanding that I'm aware of. Motorcycle market after the 2008 financial meltdown got tight and hasn't grown. People that are riding motorcycles are getting older, and young kids coming up in the world aren't riding motorcycles in the huge numbers that young people were when I was growing up, and before, right? 50s, 60s, 70s was very common to see kids having mini bikes, and that's pretty rare today. So things are a little different.
I want to thank these two folks for taking the time out of their day to show the behind the scenes of the All-American Harley-Davidson dealership in Hughesville, Maryland. It's only 30 miles south of DC. These guys are wonderful here, and I really want to thank these guys for taking their time. Be well, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.